I'm going to show you how to make Kreative Kiwi's Easter Bunny freebie, and for that I'm going to be using wash away stabiliser. I'll be floating some cutaway over the top, my 5x7 hoop, some tape, various threads for the facial features, and two with matching bobbins for around the edge of the rabbit and the shell. I've got all my fabrics cut to size and batting. I'm doing something a little bit different. I was going to just use plain cotton for the rabbit, but I found some heat and bond in amongst my stash, and I thought, well, that looks pretty good for a rabbit fur. So I've ironed it on, and I'll be using that with the heat and bond side facing up. I'm going to start by hooping my stabiliser, and this is the wash away that I'm hooping. And I'm just going to lay my cutaway over the top and add a little bit of tape just to hold it in place while it stitches down. I now pop that in my machine and stitch round number 1. I appreciate you can't see this very well, but I'm going to lift this up to the camera just so you can see that I have got an outline here. So next I'm going to lay my batting over the top of that outline and put a little bit of tape just to hold it in place while it stitches. I'll now pop that in my machine and stitch round number 2, and that's going to give me not only the stitch down of the batting but also the placement of my fabrics. Next I'm going to add the fabric that covers the bottom half of the egg. I now pop that in my machine and stitch round number 3 to secure it. I'm just going to remove the tape at the top here, and I'm going to trim away all around the edge of the shell. Next I'm going to place my fabric for the head. So I've got my heat and bond facing upwards, and I'm going to tape that in place like so. I put that in my machine and stitch round number 4 to secure it. This time I'm going to trim up the bottom of the neck here. Like so. I'm now going to pop this back in my machine and stitch round number 5, and that's going to do the inside of the ears and the whites of the eyes. There is the whites of the eyes and the ears here. Next I'm going to stitch round number 6, and that's the blue of the eyes. And there they are. For round number 7 I'm going to load black into my machine, and I'm going to stitch the eyes next. I've loaded dark grey into my machine, and next I'm going to stitch round number 8, which is going to do the mouth detail. I've loaded black back into my machine, and I'm now going to stitch round number 9, and that's going to do the nose and the whiskers. Next is round number 10, and that's going to do the quilting all over the eggshell here. I'm going to stitch it along with the Happy Easter so that you can see, how it stitches out, but where I'll be adding a pocket on afterwards, it will be hidden. So I've put some green into my machine, and I'm now going to stitch round number 10. I've now put some purple thread into my machine, and I'm going to stitch round number 11, which is the wording Happy Easter. I'm just restitching round number 15 because my thread decided to shred. So here we go again. I've just put it back to the beginning, and I'm just going to stitch over the top of what's already there. I'm now going to turn my hoop over, and I'm going to add the fabric to the back of the head here and tape it in place. And then I'm going to do the same with my green over here and tape that in place as well. I'm now going to turn it over, and I'm going to add my pocket. Now you can either add this now or you can add it at the beginning in step 3. I wanted to show you how all the quilting stitched out and the wording, so that's why I'm adding it now. And you need to make sure that you leave enough room around here for the satin stitching. So I'm going to take it down to roughly about there, like so, and I'm now going to tape that in place. I've changed my thread to white, and I'm now going to stitch round number 12 to secure the fabrics. Next we're going to remove all excess fabric from the back and front. So I'm going to remove the tape. And we'll start by trimming up around here. Now that it's all trimmed up back and front, I'm now going to pop this back in my machine and stitch round number 13, which is a zigzagging all around the raw edges. So that's the zigzag round done, and next is going to be the satin stitch decorative edging around the rabbit. That's going to be round number 14, so you're going to want a matching bobbin and thread in here. I'm using white still. And then round number 15 is going to be the satin stitch edge around the egg, and you're going to want matching bobbin and thread in there as well. So I'm now going to stitch round number 14. So that's all this decorative border around the rabbit's head finished. I've loaded purple thread and matching bobbin into my machine, and I'm now going to stitch round number 15, which is the last round, and that's going to do the decorative edge around the egg. Now that that's all stitched, we're going to free the bunny from the hoop, so I'm going to work from the back here. trim this up a little bit. Okay, so now I've got some more mortar and a cotton bud. I'm just going to run that all around the edge to get rid of any remaining wash away stabiliser. And there he is, my cute little Easter bunny with a pocket. I hope you enjoyed this stitch along. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to be notified of new ones as they're published. And thank you very much for joining me.